Hello, and welcome to today's family program. I'm Dr. Kitcher, and it's always a joy to come to you. Another week is here, and I know you are ready and waiting for us to continue. Well, first of all, let me welcome those who are here with us for the first time. And I want you to know this is a place where you can hear very open and frank, communication, information about, making our lives better and things that matter to us. Our program is based one on the other. So if you are here for the first time, my encouragement to you will be for you to later watch the previous programs in order to grasp what we are talking about in its full content. This is beautiful. And for the rest of us all, I want also for you to take this next minute to invite a friend to join you to watch, and also like and share this link with friends and people you care about. So we have been talking about effective teamwork, and it is very important for us to understand the things that will make a team work or that will make it not to work. We have looked at a lot of things, starting from the formation of a team through its time of, interacting and getting it together. And we are dealing with conflict and its resolutions. And it is very important for us to be reminded that conflicts do happen. You cannot do away with that. But when you learn how to manage it, then you can, go further and achieve your aim. So last week, we looked at beginnings of conflict, and some of the things we talk about is poor communication, when people try to seek power instead of seeking the aim for which, we are together in the team, when leaders are not strong enough to, take care of the team, then it can be a breeding ground for conflicts. It is very important that we deal with all these issues. But before a conflict arises, there would be some indicators. There would be some signs. There would be some writings on the wall. It doesn't just pop up out of nowhere. So you can actually manage or even get conflicts minimized when you can identify the signs from the very beginning. We will be looking at some of these indicators so that when you begin to see them, you will get yourself ready, and it will help you not to suffer consequences of when they are already matured. So one of the indicators of conflict is actually language, bad language. When people don't think before they talk, or they just are not sensitive to what they're saying. It is very, very important that everybody on the team knows what the language of the team is. And by saying what the language of the team is, I'm not talking about English, French, Russian, Ukrainian, or whatever, but I'm talking about what is the ethical standard, the way we speak in this company. And sometimes people who don't know how to really communicate and speak well, they can use bad language and it will be understood in a different way, and that will be a breeding ground for conflicts. Also, disagreements, regardless of what is happening, can be an indicator of conflict. You would find out there are some people, it does not matter what opinion comes, they are like, no. And you may ask, what do you have to offer? Nothing, but I just feel we don't have to do it. So these kind of atmospheres of disagreement also can create conflicts. You have to be very careful that if you are disagreeing to something, either you are proposing something in place of what you are disagreeing with, or you are disagreeing and bringing out some facts, and maybe everybody will need to go look for the way to deal with it. It is very, very important. Sometimes too, maybe there are some informations that comes and we feel, oh, this is not important for them. This is a bad news. I don't want to be, the convener of a bad news. So you don't say what has happened negatively. And then team members don't know. And when later it comes out, it hurts and it can deter the team from, going towards where it is oriented to go to. So you must make sure that you don't hold any news, especially bad news. You must know how to communicate such negative information. Maybe we've just run into a loss, or we've done a bad deal. But then how do you communicate it? You have to let people know where, the team is, what is happening, and where they are going to. You cannot say, oh, well, this is not a good news, so I'm not going to share it and I'll keep it. You don't need to do that. If you do that, what you are actually doing is that you are feeding a ground where conflicts and disagreements will begin to grow. Also, when we are not in agreement with, like, maybe the value systems, we have agreed to hold to certain values, and somebody comes up and says, no, you need to maybe lower the bar for me, or we need to go far higher, and therefore, if it's not done the way I want it, I'm not going to do it. This will bring conflict. So we have to be able to know what are the value systems, what is expected of us, what do we have to stand for. It is very, very important. Another thing that breaks conflict is also the desire for power. The desire for power. Everybody has something in him that says you can lead. There is something in everyone that tells him, yes, you can be in charge. But because of order, somebody might be in charge as the lead, another person is a support, another person is an implementer, and so on and so forth. When these things are agreed upon and everybody is functioning where he's supposed to be, we would minimize these conflicts that bring about deterioration of our, aims and things. Also, respect. Respect is one thing that we really have to work on. Respect everybody, despite their age, sex, academic, acumen, their status in society. You must respect everybody. Why? Because it is a good thing to give respect to everyone. When you speak with children, be polite with them, and then they learn how to also be polite back. You have to manage the way you express your anger or your dissatisfaction when a work is not done the way you expect it. The way you communicate with someone when he has done wrong will determine whether the person will change or really appreciate what you're saying. If you only go judging and showing the wrong things the person has done and how could you and why they did and all that, then the person loses hope and feels he or she is good for nothing. Therefore, when people approach you with issues, for you not to bring conflicts, you begin to speak to them at the level where they can understand, with respect, with humility, and, with a lot of concern for them. That really builds people up for a good work. Also, one thing which, I really always say, be careful not to fall into that, which is open disagreement. Open disagreement. This is usually what follows when people have had too much and they feel they can do better or they needed to be heard in any way. So, well, let me do it in public to show everybody that I can face authority. That is not a good thing. So open disagreement is not truly like welcome. You may disagree in a very nice way with, clarifications and suggestions as to what should be done in place of what you are refusing. That could tickle the ears of people and get their attention, other than just, disagreeing without any basis. And it is not a good thing, actually, to be disagreeing with what is being said, because I hope before you get to, let's say, a meeting, the executives will sit down and talk. So when the leader is speaking, he's speaking on behalf of everybody. If there is something you don't understand at that particular moment, you can wait and ask later. But if it's something that is dying and it must be said and asked right now, you can also ask that in wisdom. So it is very, very important. And goals. In soccer, they're looking for goals. That is to put the ball at the back of the net, and then you have a point. In life, we also have goals that we have to aim towards. We also have goals that are not closer to us. We will see people take transportation to go and watch sport games and stay in hotels, and they get so excited because they have a goal, and that goal makes them sacrifice even their finances in order to go, for 90 minutes, watch a match, and that's the end of it. We need to have goals, and we shouldn't be lacking it, because everything that we need, we can have it. So long as there is life, so long as we have a team in place, we can move forward and do what we got to do. Well, this is today's family program, and I'm Dr. Kitcher. We always come to you every week with this, information on things that will build your life and build you as you communicate and relate with other people. We will be ending here, but next week we are going to continue, and I'll give you some tips for solving, the problems that may arise during our communications with one another. But truly, to work in a team is a glorious thing. And every one of us has to make sure we understand the dynamics of what happens in teams so that we can deal with conflicts, we can deal with, the formation, the norming stages, and every stage that this teamwork relationship, takes us to. So I would like to thank you and wish you every best. And hey, we are in a new month. So I wish you also all the best for the month, and look forward to seeing you next week. This has been your favorite program, Today's Family, and I'm Dr. Kitcher. See you next week, same time on this same channel. Bye-bye.